Hi everybody, hope all is well. Today I'm going to go over all the different legendary weapons in the Chinese version of Division 2. Now, lately I've been lucky enough to be invited to the private test server for the Chinese Division 2, so I'll get to play with all the goodies. Now, I'm not going to go through all the translation with you for all the different weapons and all the different mods, what they do, but I will leave a link in the description below so you can actually read all those talents for yourself. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to run a mission. I'm going to each area I'm going to switch weapon, so you can see what sort of damage and you can see really how these weapons handle. And I'll also flick back to the shooting range as well to give you an idea of what the sort of damage numbers they can hit in the range with this particular build that I was being given on the Chinese test server. So if that interests you, stick around. The build itself is a 4-piece Negotiator's Dilemma with a Coyote's Mask and a Walker and Harris named Perfect Obliterate chest piece. You don't see them every day. First up, we're going to use the Gemini, which is the legendary assault rifle. Now, with this one, there's a couple of different configurations. You can go full auto or you can go semi. There's different magazines, etc. Generally, everything as far as accessories goes enhances all of the main talent. A lot on this weapon is stacking headshots, body shots, etc., etc., to do more damage. In this demonstration here, I'm just going full auto. When I actually select the right NPC to shoot at, I want the invulnerable elite. There we go. And this is just to show the sort of damage that this build does at maximum obliterate stacks. So as you can see there, it's knocking out what, 28 mil to the head and around about 9 mil to the body or something like that. So not too bad. Now you can make this weapon semi-auto, like burst fire. You do that by changing the muzzle. I'm not going to use this muzzle when I do the demonstration on the mission, but just to show you the sort of damage that it does, here you go. As you can see, straight off the bat, it's well over double, hitting 60 plus. Once I get those stacks up, you can see there we're hitting top end 79s, and now we're hitting 80s. I think, I'm not too sure what it tops out at, to be honest with you. I think, what, 85, 86? Well, I've got an 87 there. 87 to the head on burst fire. Let's see what we get body-wise. 29. So, big difference when you go burst fire, but using burst fire weapons is a bit of a bummer, really, in my opinion. Okay, so we're now in the mission. I'll do this first 2 areas with the AR. Obviously, negotiators. As you can see, my aim is top quality, you know what I mean? Definitely in the top 0.1% in the world. And yeah, and you can also see as well, like if you've watched any mock coverage before, you can see just how more tanky these NPCs are compared to like normal or legendary ones. You generally have to put out some bigger numbers. Now, when I play this on my build, not on the test server, which is obviously nowhere near as good as this, I can't do a level 5 one of these. It's just... unfortunately, it's beyond my pay grade, I'm afraid. I just can't dish out enough damage. Whereas the build I've been given here, as much as the negotiators, and I would never normally run with negotiators, I've got all the max mods and things like that, so it actually makes me a lot more powerful. But as you can see, a lot of damage. Getting up there with the obliterate stacks. Not really that great with the headshots, but when you do hit headshots, you actually blind the NPCs, which makes life a lot easier for you. So now let's switch weapons, and we'll go and see what the LMG's like. Like some of the legendary weapons in this game, the LMG also has a couple of different loadouts you can do. This one in particular, I think, is more focused around skill builds, where it gives you more skill damage. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to run with it as opposed to going with something which is a bit more DPS orientated and bigger magazines. So let's give this a little run out in the range, see what we're sort of doing here. This weapon really gives it does a lot of CC from a point of view of it disorientates, but also does like splash damage on kill, and even the splash damage can damage NPCs through cover. We're pretty much at max stacks there, and we're hitting what, 19 mil to the head, 8 mil to the body at max with the LMG. So let's give that one a run out in the mission and see how that performs. So again, just like before, I'll do this next section using the LMG. and let's just have a look. Now, obviously I'm using negotiators, and like I keep forgetting I'm using negotiators, and I keep like going for like single targets and stuff all the time. So I really need to start spraying it around a bit, which is bad gameplay by me, to be honest with you. But and also the mistake I keep making here is I keep reloading the LMG, and it's got like a 200 round mag, and it gives you somehow it gives you ammo back, which I think is basically on kill. What it looks like, you get so much back on kill, and I keep reloading because I'm a fucking noob. And the thing with LMGs, like everyone knows, the reload is just so long and so painful. So I'll shut up a little bit, let you watch this section, see what you think. So there we have it, there's the LMG. Now we'll switch weapons. This time I think we'll probably go shotgun, I think maybe. Give the shotgun a run out. So this is the shotgun configuration. I'm going to leave it again as standard. A couple of different types of ammo that you can have. I'm going for the extended one where I get an extra 20 rounds. And I'm leaving really everything else as it is. There's an odd couple of different mods you can get, but let's just see how this stacks. And the first thing I noticed, I'm having quite a bit of trouble getting the obliterator to stack up, which I can't really understand why. So I don't know whether it's just like bugged a little bit with it being a test server, or it just doesn't really like the shotgun. But I'll eventually get there and we'll see what it's doing. You can see the super fast reload on it. It's per bullet, but it reloads like super fast. To be fair, it handles pretty good, and the reticle is pretty small, so you have like a decent bit of accuracy on this. I see people using this a lot and giving debuffs to the NPCs and giving buffs to the teammates. Very much like how probably Scorpio works with a Scorpio buff. So there I was hitting what, 14 mil and around 25 I think it was to the head. So let's just see how this one performs in the next area of the mission. This area is obviously a little bit shorter, so you probably won't get to see it as much. But again, shotguns are not really something I really like to play with, so let's just see how this one goes. So, not that bad, to be honest with you. A few 17 mil crits there on the chunga. As you see, they're very tanky. Now, next up, I'm going to give the sniper rifle a run out, and this is a bit of a belter. Now, the sniper, again, has a couple of different configurations. One is a scoped mode, so it gives really high single shot damage to NPCs. Now, even on a build like this, I was doing like 1.2 billion per headshot with the scope mode. However, I don't really like to play a scope, so I'm going to take the scope off and I'm going to go with the semi-auto mode. Now, I don't like sniper rifles, one because my aim's completely trash and I generally just don't like using scopes and things. However, using this in semi-mode feels really nice. So, and it hits big numbers. So just have a look here. Straight off the bat, I'm going to hit what? 365 mil? No stacks, semi-auto, and you can fire like absolutely fast as fuck. So this thing is an absolute and utter beast. It handles pretty well, even like someone like me with completely dog tier fucking aim. So let's just see what we get to when we get to full obliterate stacks. Not that you will ever get the full obliterate stacks in this mission, but it's always nice to see. I certainly think we're closing in, getting close to like half a bill. I think we're probably going to top out about 480 maybe or something along those lines. Yeah, 481. I think we're pretty much topping out 481 if we actually hit those sort of numbers. So yeah, absolutely crazy. So let's just have a look how this one performs in the mission. And I think you've already guessed it, it's going to fucking wipe the floor with everything.
harmed. They'll keep them alive. They aren't stupid. Find the hyena and
I'll also run the next area with the sniper rifle as well, just so you can see a little bit more. But as you can see, completely and utterly fucking overpowered. I see why so many people were running the sniper and still are running the sniper when it first came out, just because it's completely incredible. It also has like a status effect, like a snow effect, where it almost like foams the NPC, but it locks them in like snow. And obviously when you kill them, you get that whole exploding snow effect, which looks pretty cool. But yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. And I'll shut up while I clear this area. So that's the legendary sniper, ladies and gents. Now I'm going to switch into the SMG. If you ever watched any of my coverage before, you'll know that I pretty much main the SMG all the time. It's the one that I've got like maxed out and I've got a couple of the mods for, and it works really, really well for me. So again, I'm just going to run through this area with the SMG and show you what it actually does in the range. The SMG, being one of the oldest legendaries they've got in the game, doesn't really have any sort of like extra mods, with the exception of a new muzzle that they brought out. And to be fair, the new muzzle does really pretty much damage, W damage. So as you can see here, hitting again, some really decent numbers for an SMG. It feels good, handles really great. As I say, I love it. I've been playing with it for probably 6 months now, and it's pretty much... well, I just love playing with it. It's as simple as that. Really, really nice to use and actually dishes out a lot of damage. Here we're hitting, what, 21 to the head roughly at max stacks and about 8.5 to the body, which is pretty good. So let's jump back to the mission and see how it goes.
Agent vital signs, 0.
He didn't have to die here.
Now that we're at the end of the mission, I'm going to switch in to the new legendary pistol. Now, the pistol itself has just had a bit of an upgrade on the test server, and they've brought a drum magazine out for it. Yeah, so it pretty much turns it into an SMG. So this is what it does in the range. Tell me what you think. The old magazine is like a plus 15, whereas the new one's a plus 50, and it gives it an 840 RPM for a fucking pistol. So let's just switch into that and just have a look at how this bad boy goes. Now, the first thing I noticed by using it, it like handles fucking horrible. It's just completely pulling up all the time, and I'm constantly dragging down just to try and keep it on target. So extremely difficult to use, probably down to the fact that the rate of fire is absolutely crazy on it. As you can see there, I've put my reticle down and I just let it pull up, and it's just dragging all the way up. It's like really, really difficult to control. But numbers wise, we're hitting like 20 plus, 23, 24 max stacks, and like 8 to the body. So crazy, absolutely crazy what you can do with a pistol. This also drops debuffs on NPCs and gives you like passive buffs as well. So let's just watch the last area and see how it goes with a pistol. And there we have it, ladies and gents. The absolutely crazy world of the Chinese Division 2 with its legendary OP as fuck weapons. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I will leave the link to the website for all the different weapons and the different mods so you can actually see what they can do. Just use something like Google Chrome and translate it to English and you should be good to go. It just saves this video going on any longer than what it needs to go on because it's only been like 16 minutes already. So that's it from me. Bye bye now.